In 1903, there was a teenager by the name of William Borden, and William Borden was given a birthday present. His present at age 16 was a trip around the world. I think his family had wanted to give him the opportunity to see some things, and what he saw was the condition of the world, and what he came back with as a 16-year-old was a call of God to be a missionary. He wanted to tell people who had never heard the good news about Jesus. William Borden went on to be trained at the finest schools and fulfilled his ministry and went on as a missionary. Everybody around him thought he was crazy. Like he had ultimately inherited his family's fortune, to which he gave away. If you were to look in William Borden's Bible, you see some words that were inscripted, sets of phrases. The first phrase was no reserves. As he went on into his training in Yale and Princeton, those were the schools of the day that trained Christian ministers. He had no plan B. His plan A was, I want to give myself fully. I have resolved to give myself fully to God, a consecrated life, and I have no plan B. He went on to the mission field, and as you look into his Bible in those years, you found these two words inscripted, no retreat. He was on plan A, and there was no turning back. There was no giving up. Ultimately, as you look at his Bible, you see two final words that were written, and that is no regrets. You see, when we give ourselves fully to the consecrated life, and that's simply a life where we choose as an act of our will, we resolve that we'll give ourselves to the will of God and to the worship of God. I think what we end up with is a no regrets scenario. Sure, there are things that don't go our way. Sure, there are decisions we make that we wish we wouldn't have. But ultimately, there's no regret in giving ourselves fully to the work of the Lord. Daniel in the Bible did that. He put first things first. And the result was God's protection, God's provision, and God's favor. Yes, there were difficult times, but Daniel managed to learn how to live in a world that was darkened with sin and to be influential as a light. I know that's the desire that we have for our lives. And so my challenge to you today as you look at this video would be to look at the word resolve in your own life. What is it that you've resolved to do? It's what I'm doing today as well. And I want to be like Daniel in the Bible. I want to be like William Borden, who, with given many opportunities as we all have, that we narrow that field down and we choose to follow God fully, that we resolve to give our lives completely, to live a consecrated life set apart for Him. God bless you, and I hope this encourages you and gives you something to think about.